At exactly 12:45 in the morning, a quiet Los Angeles neighborhood was shattered by a sound that wasn't gunfire, but something far more symbolic. Glass breaking. Not random, not accidental, but a message. Tonight, we uncover why King Combs is suddenly a target, why his father, Sean Diddy Combs, sitting behind bars, can't protect his family anymore, and how a decades-long feud with 50 Cent may be turning this into something much darker. Because what just happened is not just a burglary, it's a signal that the empire is collapsing.
Diddy, did you ever spend time with the guy? Did you ever meet Diddy?
I've met him before, yeah.
How was he?
Very nice guy, very smart, super business. You know, I mean, he's
once worked together a long time ago. They're not friends now. They don't like each other, and yeah, 50 has taken every shot, especially when Diddy has been.
According to the Los Angeles Police Department, this wasn't just a burglary attempt. It was classified as a hot prowl burglary, meaning the suspects believed someone might be inside. Surveillance footage captured two individuals attempting entry through the rear of the property. They smashed a window, approached the door, but never made it inside. Nothing was stolen, but that's what makes it more disturbing. Because when nothing is taken, the message becomes the motive.
Competitive.
Competitiveness.
All right, so you and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really rock with him.
Okay, damn. All right, I didn't know what that meant.
Okay,
All right,
Take 50, somebody who didn't win diamond, somebody who's still going on tours, somebody who's always been in opposition to Puff. You know, when you seen 50 show those funeral flowers that he got from Diddy, this has been an ongoing thing with them, and it's never gonna stop.
This wasn't even the first attempt. Sources close to the family reveal another break-in attempt happened during the summer of 2025, right in the middle of Diddy's legal battle. Back then, nothing happened, because the name still carried weight. But now, Diddy is behind bars, and suddenly, people are testing boundaries that were once untouchable.
If I'm handicapping it, if somebody comes to me and says, Mark, what do you think about an appeal? It's not Sean Combs, it's somebody else. The judge found sentencing guidelines that were over 70, and the judge went under by 20. And then I'm asked, I went to trial, I lost on a couple of counts, and the judge went under what probation suggested the guidelines are. I would tell you that an appeal is it's always a heavy lift. It just becomes a Herculean lift.
Hollywood specifically, when you get there, a lot of people don't know how to say no. That's the difference between New York City and California.
To understand what's really happening, you have to look at a feud that never died. 50 Cent versus Sean Diddy Combs. This isn't new. It goes back years. Subtle shots, public insults, and industry power plays. But everything changed when 50 Cent executive produced the explosive documentary, The Downfall of Diddy, Netflix, 2025. It went #1 almost instantly. Diddy's legal team tried to stop it, claimed footage was stolen. Netflix refused. The damage? Already done.
Prosecutors, on the other hand, said Diddy was not sorry and that his apology was phony and that there was some serious harm done to the victims of this case. Like you said, they wanted a sentence of at least 11 years. Ultimately, we know a sentence has now been shared with the court of 4 years behind bars.
That's where Diddy has been for months now, but last week he was taken to the hospital. According to reports from the New York Post, Diddy was transported from MDC in the cover of darkness at about 10 p.m. on January 30th. He was taken to a Brooklyn hospital for an MRI after reporting issues with his knee.
Here's the reality no one wants to say out loud. The Combs family is losing control. They post, then delete. They respond, then retreat. Meanwhile, their biggest rival keeps attacking, with zero consequences. And now, criminals are testing them too. The burglary and the feud are the same story. One happens online, the other happens in the dark. Both say the same thing. The protection is gone.
At this point, we've all probably heard about these infamous parties. Diddy's assistant now giving us details about what he says were called Wild King.
That he has, with others, And just because no one else has been charged, which normally in a RICO case, you would have others charged. It was a statute designed to get mob bosses, trying to get at criminal behavior that's like a web of criminal behavior that you can't necessarily prove like the one thing or the statute of limitations expired on the other thing, but you're just showing this bad guy who's operating what's clearly an enterprise that over and over engages in criminal problems or criminal.
Zoom out and the pattern gets bigger. This isn't just about one family. High-profile burglaries have been hitting Los Angeles. Rachel Zoe's mansion targeted Lionel Richie's home, broken into. Authorities say they're not connected. But here's the reality. When power fades,
as revealed through
opportunists
recorded calls,
rise. And the Combs family is now just another name on the list.
Diddy really screwed up, and I'm not referring to his criminal trial, which has him sitting in prison right now, but it has to do with something that happened right before he got arrested. If you've seen the Netflix documentary about Diddy, Diddy The Reckoning, which 50 Cent produced, there's some footage there that had never been seen before. This is a photographer that Diddy hired to follow him around.
While all of this unfolds, Sean Diddy Combs is fighting for his future. He's currently serving time after a high-profile conviction. His legal team has filed an appeal, arguing the sentence is excessive and based on questionable grounds. The appeal is expected to be heard soon. But legal experts say winning an appeal like this is extremely rare. And here's the contradiction. Diddy claims he's been transformed, rebuilt, reformed, but reports from inside prison suggest rule violations, unauthorized behavior, mixed signals. The burglary suspects still free, no arrests, no clear motive, and that uncertainty makes everything worse. Because if the family doesn't know whether they're being targeted, they can't defend themselves. At the same time, a civil lawsuit involving King Combs still lingers in the background, unresolved, unpredictable, waiting. Here's where things stand. The father is locked away. The son is under attack. The rivals are winning the narrative, and the empire is being dismantled in real time. The burglary attempts say one thing. They are no longer untouchable. The public feud says another. They are no longer respected. And the legal battles? They're far from over. The question is no longer, will Diddy get out? The real question is, will there be anything left when he does? If you thought this story was shocking, you haven't seen what's coming next, because new details are still emerging, and this situation is far from over. Subscribe now, because we're tracking every development. And trust me, this story is just getting started. The situation surrounding King Combs and his father Sean Diddy Combs has rapidly evolved into a complex and highly public unraveling of power, influence, and perception, with the recent attempted burglary at King Combs' Los Angeles residence acting as a symbolic turning point rather than an isolated criminal act. According to reports tied to the Los Angeles Police Department, the incident, classified as a hot prowl burglary, involved suspects attempting to enter the home while occupants could have been inside, signaling a level of boldness rarely associated with properties linked to figures of such historically high status. What makes the situation more alarming is that this was not the first attempt. A similar break-in occurred during the summer of 2025 while Diddy was still in the midst of his legal troubles, yet the escalation in timing, now that he is incarcerated, has fueled speculation that the family's perceived protection has significantly weakened. At the same time, a long-standing and deeply personal feud with 50 Cent has intensified the public narrative, especially after 50 Cent's involvement in a high-profile documentary that cast a critical spotlight on Diddy's legacy and legal issues, dominating media cycles and shaping public opinion. The tension escalated further when King Combs briefly posted a threatening message directed at 50 Cent on social media before deleting it, a move that many interpreted as evidence of a reactive and vulnerable position rather than controlled authority, especially as screenshots spread rapidly and were met with mocking responses from his rival. Beyond the personal feud and criminal incidents, the broader context adds additional pressure. A wave of high-profile burglaries targeting wealthy individuals in Los Angeles, including figures like Rachel Zoe and Lionel Richie, has created an environment where even prominent names are no longer insulated from opportunistic crime. further blurring the line between targeted intimidation and generalized risk. Meanwhile, Diddy's ongoing legal battle continues to cast a long shadow over the family's stability, with his appeal process underway and legal analysts suggesting that overturning or significantly reducing his sentence remains a difficult challenge, especially given conflicting narratives about his alleged rehabilitation versus reported behavioral issues during incarceration. Compounding these pressures is the presence of unresolved legal matters involving King Combs himself, including civil allegations that remain active and could resurface at any time, adding yet another layer of vulnerability to a family already navigating reputational damage, media scrutiny, and physical security concerns. Taken together, these developments paint a picture not just of isolated controversies, but of a coordinated erosion of influence, where legal setbacks, public rivalries, and real-world threats intersect to create a moment of instability that raises a critical question: whether the Combs family is facing a temporary crisis or the beginning of a much deeper and more permanent decline in both power and public standing.